Alright, I have to do a story on this, and because this is a article that has caught my attention, and it focuses on this guy named Jermaine Morris, who was this crab farmer we read about earlier this week. I think it's either Monday or Tuesday, and he appeared where he was trying to promote his business, where he had one of these crab pens, where he had these a whole thousand, I don't know, hundreds or dozens of crabs that he was hoping to distribute. And this sounds like a guy that's just trying to earn a decent, honest, honorable living. And much power to him. I didn't think much of it. Just wished him well on his endeavor. And then we had a follow-up story which took a very effed up term. Because unfortunately he became a victim of like this depraved criminals who was robbed of his livelihood as for just like a whole lot of these goat farmers get robbed by these prey little thieves. He became a victim of these the same people's same disgusting degenerate mindset. So let's discuss this. So there's an ominous barking of dogs around 2 a.m. this Wednesday. The Lord crab farmer Jermaine Morris had his pen had been broken into. Upon making checks, he discovered that the majority of his crustaceans had been stolen. Quote unquote, this is not the first time, but 1.5 years ago, they stole about 3 dozen of my crabs, and those are the big ones, some usually don't see often. Morris told the Star. But it's the most ever lost. I can't tell exactly what losing because I don't know how much dozen was in the pen. Every day we add more. Morris's crab farm was featured in his Weekend Star last Friday. Morris has been catching up and running crabs a valuable business 2018. You see, he was in total disbelief when he saw the near empty pen yesterday. Don't worry about financial struggles you'll now face. Quote to quote, I'm at a loss now because it's going to take us a while to get back all that was stolen. Crab hunters them need their money as well. So money that I had paid them has gone down the drain because I have the crabs to make it back up. Yeah, and see, not only is this guy's livelihood affected, it's affected the livelihood of these other people. Yeah, way to go, you pieces of shit. Yeah, and this is to the people who robbed this guy. Or there's hope for Morris. Haven't seen his platform. Farms for Pre-Labs Limited has expressed interest in doing a secure system to prevent further larceny. Quote, we're going to offer him a system of sensors and app that can notify him whenever someone's by the pen and also him to remotely. Again, you're going to need more than that because just alerted to thieves does not going to stop these thieves, especially if they're armed. And just throwing that out there to these people. Alright, and see, company CEO Yakini Wallen Brand said, well, I ain't gonna say about a story because a story that we hear time and time again. And not much is known about it, I might add, but let's continue. You want to see his business thrive, want to see him really as that goal. Moore said that the news was the highlight of his birthday. Quote to quote, I heard that company want to give me a security system for the farmers, best part of the he also said, sorry I slurred my words there, apologies. He also expressed gratitude to Star for highlight that the publication stars bought him. My phone has been ringing and WhatsApp has been right through ever since the story was published. I do appreciate he added. Alright, so those who want to help this guy out, donate to his NC Film account and his number 444-246-057. And just use his real name. Alright. No, I had to do this story. I mean, I don't know the dude, but I like what he symbolizes. Like, he symbolizes the hard-working Jamaican that is trying to make ends meet. I mean, unless some people can tell me some stories where not all the same with this guy. I'm just going to assume that this guy is a straight shooter, that he's not one of those people that mix up in anything, that he's just trying to make honest work days living. And unfortunately, those type of Jamaicans are not appreciated. And unfortunately, those type of Jamaicans are exploited. Now, the fact that you have some very depraved slime balls who could do this to him, which are part of that wasteman class who don't want to work hard. They want to exploit people, hardworking Jamaicans who are trying to make ends meet in a very bad economy that is basically set up to disenfranchise most Jamaicans who are not into criminality. Because, as I said, criminality is a big part of Jamaicans' culture, and it's easy to rob people like Jermaine Morris because this is a guy I assume doesn't have much protection. I don't know if he has any firearms, but if he does, that's not going to be a much help if he doesn't really know how to use it accurately, unless he's like a sharpshooter or like has some military training. That's not going to help him much because that's not going to deter depraved dirtbags like this. And the thing is, like I said, I hate criminals of this nature because I know some people come to crap about this. They do it for survival. All right, here's the thing. There's even though there's a saying honor among thieves, so usually there should be honor in that regards. Even though I don't encourage you to be a thief in no way, because if you're a person that is trying to survive, you're trying to disenfranchise somebody who's also trying to make an honest day's work living, and something in you should be saying, okay, I better not try and mess up this guy's food because he's struggling like I am. He may have more of an advantage financially, but this guy is trying to do right. He's trying to make it in a economy that is designed to set up most Jamaicans to fail. All right, and the thing is, when you have this, and the thing is, like, when you try and exploit these ordinary Jamaican civilians who are not into criminality, who are trying to make us living, you're no better than that criminal system, the system of criminality that is deliberately set in place. You're just basically a John Crow, and that's insult to John Crows and so on. Cause you notice you never hear when these thieves strike. You notice that they don't rob certain people in Jamaican society. You'll never hear these same thieves go after like the Vazes, the Matalans, the Samudas, the Leechins, what are the Fakuris, also trying to think who else now, the Stewarts. Cause yeah, you're not gonna hear this like if this guy had been one of these come from a prominent family, uptown family, and especially if this guy lived in a gated community and had armed security around him. They're not even gonna try because they know that one, those security guards would shoot them dead. They once even try to go coming on the compounds to steal from them. Alright, and if they did successfully stole from those people, there's nowhere in the 14 parishes of Jamaica that they'd be able to run and hide because those same people will be getting people, especially from the security forces, and most people are trigger happy and very determined. We're going to be hunting you down in every crack and crevice throughout the island, and there's basically you're signing your death warrant right there. Yeah, they'd never try this against a prominent family because they know that there are going to be consequences. Now, Jermaine Morris, as I said, is not. I assume is not really part of that a prominent uptown family or in that circles because they won't dare try it with him. All right, the likelihood of them trying to cross this guy is not going to end well for them. But because he has little protection, and yeah, this alarm system that's fine and all, but I'm not hearing anyone saying we're going to compensate this guy by getting more crabs for him, or like we're going to try and get somebody to hunt down these criminals and get these crabs, or whatever they can recover from him. That's what I'm not hearing hearing in this story right here. Cause what this guy needs is to get his crabs back, or like be compensated to all the crabs that he's lost. All right, but again, it's a nice gesture. But the thing, a security system is not going enough to determine these scumbags. When you have, yeah, unless he can hire some bodyguards, well, people he can trust who are not going to pull an inside job on him, of course. If he if he can get people that he can trust who are basically going to be fixing their business anyhow you try and rip him off. All right, because this is probably what this guy also needs, though. He needs some people in his community who are not vultures like these people, who are going to be looking out for him and say, if you cross Jermaine Morris, steal from him. Yeah, let's just say that is going to be the worst mistake you'll ever make. That's what he needs right now. That's what most ordinary Jamaican civilians who are trying to make an honest day living need. All right, and as I said, I hate thieves like this though. It's like when you rob from people who are trying to do honest work and who are trying to struggle, who are struggling in an economic system that is basically not designed to benefit you for the most part. You should have at least a code of honor saying like, let's leave this guy alone, let this guy succeed, and hopefully he can encourage us to actually go on the straight and narrow. But there's no, as a saying goes, there's no honor among thieves, unfortunately. But let's hope we look up for this guy. But I just really had to do a story on this guy because I like the fact that this guy was trying to make honest ends meet, and then these little dirtbag vultures had to go and ruin this for him. And I just hope he bounces back and that he takes precautions. And also, people need to watch out to help this guy, because even a security system's not going to be enough, especially if these guys are armed. Like, if you have some people who are armed or better armed who are going to actually deal with these criminals, that would be the preferable alternative. But that's just all I have to say. So, wishing best of luck for this guy. This is for State of Jamaica in the Caribbean. Check out my YouTube page, Miles Gusson Farron, Miles G Productions, with thoughts and miles. All right.